PPR, personal performance review. Personal performance review. Now, typically, I called it media review when I started it because I said we are in the very middle of the year. This is June, isn't it? And I said at this point now, you're halfway from the beginning of the year. This is the halfway point where you're going to have to ask yourself questions. People fail because they really do not know whether they are making progress or not. They don't have the system in place to enable them judge whether their lives are going forward, whether they're static or even retrogressing. So there are people who merely exist. They're not really going forward. How do you know that you're going forward? It's not an assumption. It's not just, oh, I have faith. My life is going forward. I declare. Now, I believe in faith. I will declare. But is your life responding by going forward? Are there gauges? Are there systems? Are there indices? Are there goals? Are there standards? Are there things that you can weigh yourself against to know whether you are truly going forward or not? Let me tell you the truth. One of the most frustrating things is to be in a place in your life where it feels like you're not making progress. Did you know you can earn money, but it still feels like you're not making progress? So what is progress? That's why you can't even start a proper review of how well you're faring if you haven't even first defined what progress is. What is progress to you? In what way? What needs to happen for you to know that you're making progress? In what area, in what thing, in what way do you desire to go forward? I have a few things in my life already outlined. And these are the things that I'm focused on. Things that represent the areas where I want to improve, where I want to see growth, where I want to see increase. And so I already have it all set in a manner that if I am making increase, I would know, oh, something has moved here. It means I'm making progress here. I'm experiencing increase here. So what is progress to you? In what area do you want to make progress? In what areas do you want to see greater results? What results need to come for you to ascertain that there is improvement? What are the indices you have set in place that can enable you identify when there is a favorable movement in your life? Do you understand it? So that's where we're taking it from. So personal performance review. One of the things that you use for personal performance review is the key performance indicators. I mean, in the larger management parlance, you would hear KPIs. But let's bring it home, So key performance indicators. To know whether you're making progress or not, you need to use key performance indicators to diagnose, to check whether you're making progress or not. And I started off by telling you that you first need to define progress. And you also need to tell us what the characteristics of progress are. So that when you start experiencing progress, you know, oh, yes, this is progress. That is progress. Because this has happened, I count it as progress. If not, you might be static without knowing it. You might also not know how to move yourself from where you are to where you prefer to be. So there has to be a standard you want to get up to, a mark you want to hit, a goal you need to score, or something you want to achieve that forms the indicators for progress. It is my hope that after this class you can go back and think, because this kind of message, you don't just listen, you go back and think. Because as I'm teaching, you're thinking, right? You're asking yourself questions. Well, you can't answer all of them right here, right now. So you have to go back and really think. So there must be well-defined preset standards, measures, gauges that serve as notifications for whether you're succeeding or not. How do you know when your temperature is high? You'll be hot. But is your body usually hot? It's warm? Okay. But is it possible that your body is hot, but your temperature is not above normal? How do you know when your temperature is above normal? You use a thermometer. Your mouth or the pit. Right? And then they tell you that if it's up to 36 or maybe 38, they say you're fine. If it's above 40, where are the doctors and the nurses? Above 37.5, right? Above 37.5. So if it's above 37.5, looks like a fever, and then they need further inquiry and further investigation. So there is a gauge. The thermometer has a gauge. It is calibrated in such a manner that can read whether your temperature is normal or abnormal. There must be something with which you can gauge your success. So I said preset standards. There should be preset standards. There should be goals. There should be well-defined goals or gauges that serve as notifications for whether you're succeeding or not, so that you don't find yourself in a place where you're merely existing and surviving. In other words, you're not just going to randomly assume that you're making progress. There must be clear results that show you whether or not your life is moving in the direction that you want it to be. What are key performance indicators? They are quantifiable metrics that organizations use, in this case even an individual, to assess their performance and progress towards achieving strategic goals. I cannot overemphasize that you can't even make the most of KPIs if you don't have a goal. So if at the beginning of the year you said, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, these are the things I want to learn, these are the things I want to achieve, and depending on where you are setting goals from, whether it was from your business or in your personal life, or this is the number of books I want to read, or these are the competencies I need to develop, or I need to start that fishery, I need to start a farm or something, there will be goals that were set. You must go back and make sure that these goals are clearly defined, because another reason why people don't excel is that their goals are vague. I must be successful this year. What is success to you? I must really have money this year. What does that mean exactly? Because to one person, really having money is from 10 million and above. To another person is 100 million and above. To another person is, this person must hit the 1 billion mark. To somebody else, it might be 100K. What do you really mean? And if I must really have money this year, even if I had an amount, that's still quite vague. What services do I want to provide? What problems do I want to solve? What do I want to sell? What solutions do I want to profile that can bring me that money? Specifics. What opportunities do I need to bring me to the place of this money? Oh, I'm going to start a cocoa farm. Okay, I'm starting a cocoa farm. And then I know that a bag of cocoa, I don't know what the price is as at today, but it's been fluctuating from somewhere between 600 and 900,000 for a bag. So when I'm talking money, I'm probably saying, as a starter, even if I do just 10 or 15 bags this year, I'm going to use 10 bags as my lower mark, and I'm going to use 15 bags as my upper mark. So whatever I get between 10 and 15, I know I have hit my goal. Bro, 10 bags, okay, from that one source of income, 7 million, 8 million, 6 million, depending on what the market price is at that time as a starter. And maybe I want to use that time to learn the ropes and learn certain things about the business. So at the middle of the year, I can now ask myself, did I start the cocoa business? Was I able to sell anything? How many bags have I sold? How much have I made? So because the goals are clear enough, I can measure whether I have achieved them or not. Run your life like that. Don't just be vague. I want to succeed. I want to make progress. Define what you mean by progress. Define what you mean by success. Define what you mean so that you can know when you are headed in that direction. You can know if you've started achieving what your target is, and you can also know if you are stalling or if you are retrogressing. So when we have KPIs in place, key performance indicators, it can help us understand whether our time, our priorities, our budgets, our preferences, our choices, and our resources are being effectively and efficiently used. Because sometimes people have goals. These are my goals, but their finances are in the opposite direction. So, but when you do this check, you will know whether your finances are in the right direction. Because if you're going to pursue a set of goals, it means your resources, your time, your creativity, your priorities must be in a certain direction. Right? I can't be claiming this is what I want to do. Maybe I want to have a farm. I need to start a farm. I need to do this and do that. But I'm spending on other things that are contrary from what I want to achieve for that year. With this personal assessment of how well you're faring, you can know, are my finances in the right direction or my finances are in the wrong direction. So from there, you make decisions. 3 things that a personal review will do for you. It helps you to review your goals. How well am I progressing towards the achievement of my goals? How well am I progressing towards the achievement of my goals? Let me say to somebody this morning that the pursuit of goals is governed by discipline. Whatever you need to do today that you push to tomorrow puts pressure on your future. There are things that you must do today. And like I usually say when I'm teaching, there is no convenient time to do the most important things in your life. There's no convenient time. So always pushing the most important things for later. Since I'm already using the example of a farm, you're supposed to go inspect a farm. It's 6 months. You've not even gone to do an inspection. You still believe that you're going to farm. You still believe that you're going to do cocoa. You still believe that you want to, whatever it is, whether you're renting or planting seedlings, whatever it is, right? You believe you're going to do it, but you've not taken any step towards it, and half the year is gone. Am I pursuing my goals? So goals review. It's important to review your goals. What goals did I set out with at the beginning of the year? And how well am I faring? Am I really paying attention to these goals? In my teaching, and I recommend in this class, get my message, Goals Engineering. I believe it's on my website. Minister Victory, please check the store on the site. If we have Goals Engineering, www.akomayeugar.org, and you download it, or www.honeystreams.org, and you can download it, right? So in goals engineering, I said sometimes people set clear goals but are not able to achieve them because they don't have the capacity to pursue them. Every goal requires some form of competence. It's not just setting the goal that matters. It's also building the competence to pursue the goal. All right? So I'm talking about cocoa now. So let's imagine that I set it as a clear goal. I'm going to rent land, maybe in 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐭'𝐥𝐥 or Akamkpa or Biase or Obudu or, one of those areas where they grow cocoa, right? Yes, it's a clear goal. It is a clear goal. But how much do I even know about cocoa? What kind of seedlings do I need to plant? Do I know? Have I studied it? Now, if I even begin to harvest cocoa, right, and process it, where do I sell? Do I need a license to sell? Do I need a certain registration? Where do I go to? Who am I? These are things I must also have. It's not just having a bag of cocoa in my house and I don't know how to sell it. I come to church, Alex, do you know where I can sell cocoa? I have this one bag of cocoa in my house. And this is 700,000. Alex says, I know someone who knows another person, but they will all take cuts. By the time I sell that cocoa, man, maybe it's 250 that will come to me. Do you understand? So I need to learn. I need to know. How do people sell? What quantities do they buy? Now, I've been interacting with some fellow in this church who is into cocoa business. And I know that when he was getting started, he was speaking to me quite a bit. So I know some of the things that transpired. In some places where they sell for good money, they don't buy 10 bags, my friend. They don't buy 20 bags. They buy from a minimum of, say, 40, 50, and above. And as a matter of fact, I learned that if you demonstrate the ability to supply large quantities, maybe say 200 bags or more, they give you money in advance. Now here these guys give as much as 100 million. Hey, look, that's nothing for them. That's just to test you. If they give you 100 million, it's just to test you. They give you 100 million. Go and source and bring. Oh, they know what they're making. Because these people who buy like that are exporters. They earn in dollars. They pay you in naira. However, it's a win-win, because they're paying you good money for it. So there are things you need to learn. There are competencies you need to have to enable you pursue your goals. I want to believe that in this church right now, there are people who are thinking of exporting vegetables, exporting seafood, exporting what? Snails. Yes, snails. And some of these things that can make you earn in hard currency. Don't just sit and lazy about. Don't just sit and be wondering and wishing. No, every single day there are people sending things everywhere. And I used to fondly say that the yams we buy in New York, we buy in the African stores. It comes from here. It comes from Africa. It comes from Africa. We buy palm oil and sometimes the label says Ghana or the label says Nigeria. Gari is packed in small bags. We're talking of $15, $20, small packs of gari. There's even 𝐓𝐴𝐺 gari. Oh, yeah, the store where we buy food. There's this African store. It's run by some Ghanaian guy. There's 𝐓𝐴𝐺 gari, and it's more expensive than the regular one. How do they get it? Cassava is not grown in America. It's somebody here sending it over there. Even bitter cola. Oh, you know that other store when we lived in Boston? There was this store called Blessing of God. Yeah, that was the name of the store. An African store, Blessing of God, run by some, Yoruba woman. She had even bitter cola. Bitter cola that maybe 5 seeds, probably $10 or something. Do you understand? People are making money. Tell your neighbor, people are making money. Ask that neighbor, why not you? That's the truth. People are making money. And for those of us who live in a place like Cross River State, which is basically agrarian, there's food. Now you have to be smart. You've heard there's an exports conference in Lagos, and attend it. Pay and attend it. Ask questions. Get contacts. You may also want to team up with people who are already doing it. Someone already knows how to export yams. You have how to get supply of yams. Let's, at least while you're learning the ropes, even if it's a little profit that comes to you. It's possible that one sale can give you $5,000. Yes. I said yes. Sometimes in some African stores you can get afang. Yes. Yeah, sometimes dry afang, dry periwinkles and stuff like that. People are selling these things. Why not you? Even more. There's the American one, and it tastes different because yes, we bought It tastes different. Those Ajabo goats cannot give us the original pepper soup taste. The original pepper soup taste. No, they lack the ability to deliver the original pepper soup taste. So we only use those ones, when there's nothing you can do. Praise God. Even their own shack is different. Hallelujah. Number 2, performance assessment. In what areas do I need to improve? Now that you've checked your goals, you've checked how well you're faring. Now ask yourself sincerely, in what areas, like right now, in what areas do I need to improve? So I'm slacking on my book reading. I really need to improve here. I have to double up effort here. I have to improve here. I have to improve here. And if it's a business that you run, especially a business that has customer-facing operations. I'm going to come back to that farming thing. I'm very interested in it. Right? A business that has customer-facing operations. What do I mean by customer-facing operations? Businesses that, have situations where you interface with people face to face. To get the service, you need to see someone, right? You need to see someone. Online businesses don't have that kind of interface, right? So, but when you run a business that needs one-on-one, there's a kind of training you must give to your people. Now, even when it's online, successful online businesses have customer service operations that have to be functional. And you need customer service people that have tact, that are not hot-tempered. You start telling a customer, is it because I called you to apologize? I beg, Joe. That's the end of that business. One bad review can make you lose customers. One bad review, right? In what areas do I need to improve? Do I need to improve on customer service? Because sometimes you hear complaints about certain businesses. Their customer service is really poor. The customer service people are rude. Very, very, very rude. Where do you need to improve? You need to improve in areas where you are failing. You need to improve in areas where you're not hitting the target. You also need to improve in areas where those who benefit from your business are complaining. A wise businessman uses complaint as good feedback. An unwise businessman gets angry at feedback. There are things that people will not just give to you normally. It's through their complaints that they will tell you what they want to tell you. So forget about the way and manner they said it and pick what they said and act on it. In what area do I need to improve? And lastly, how do I modify my strategies? You are where you are right now because of the strategies you have employed. So in what way can I modify my strategies? In what way can I modify? What can I do differently? What can I do differently? Guess what? What you're trying to achieve that you haven't been able to achieve, somebody has achieved. That's how I encourage myself. That kind of thinking saves me and keeps me from being a mediocre, because mediocres are people who have perfect excuses why they can't achieve a thing, even though it has been achieved by many others. I don't want to be a mediocre. So if I'm not achieving it, but I know people have achieved it, I will begin to observe, study, research, and try to know what I need to do differently. How are they getting it and I am not? There must be something they're doing that I'm not getting right. And I'm going to study and observe until I get it. I like to be a success. So I eliminate all excuses. I eliminate all excuses. What do I need to do differently? What do I need to do differently? Or how do I modify my strategies, right? How do I modify my strategies? This, you would see that there is improved performance, there's better decision making on where to allocate your time and other resources, your efforts. There will be improved efficiency. There will also be improved accountability. So as we navigate towards the second half of the year, as we enter July, that's going to be the second half of the year. You have to Get this right now. So this is a good place. This is June. It's a good place to do all of this assessment and to come up with a framework on how you want to navigate from here. So as we enter July, you are stepping into different strategies, modified, tactics, and so on. You know that you're doing it better than it was in the first half. I pray that by the time you get to December, you will find something at least that you can lift up as a trophy and say, this year, this is one significant thing I achieved. Let it not be business as usual. Let it not be like other years where there was nothing to achieve. And listen, I cannot overemphasize the place of mentorship. And for those who have mentors, I believe that maybe about 7 to 15% of people who have mentors are able to maximize mentorship, because many people who have mentors don't even know how to maximize mentorship, right? Have intelligent questions. If you want to maximize mentorship, have intelligent questions. And your questions will connect to what you're trying to learn or what you have done that may not be producing the results that you desire. And so you're seeking guidance in those areas. It helps the mentor to be more pointed and laser focused on those areas where he can help you improve. Don't just have a mentor for showmanship. Oh, Professor XYZ, that's my mentor. Dr. 𝐊𝐸𝐴𝐶, that's my mentor. Mr. ABC, that's my mentor. Well, that's good, but that's not good enough. You have to know how to benefit from the resources in your mentor. July is very significant, and the steps you would take beginning July can determine to a large extent how you're going to end 2025. How many people sitting here want to truly improve? How many people are already reviewing their goals and checking how well they are faring? And listen, if you don't have goals like the way I've taught them, take it upon yourself that when you leave this place, you go and create goals. Not just random goals, not things concocted in your head, but goals that connect with who you are, what you have, what you can do, and the possibilities around you. Go and create goals. And don't say because it's 6 months left, you're going to go and create like 100 goals. It never works like that. Don't overload your capacity. Don't overload your faith. Let your goals align with what you're able to do for now while you grow into bigger things. And just as a closing word, for those who love farming, you need a vision for farming. Start getting information on what kinds of things are easy to export, where they are exported to. The people who export, how do they get contacts? How do they get contacts? Who are the people who coordinate things for these guys who have like all of these stores? America has a lot of African stores. I tell you, a lot of African stores. Where do they buy from? Who do they buy from? Are there some wholesale importers in America who source from people and then distribute to the different stores? You have to ask questions, right? You must ask questions. You must ask questions. It's possible now that your yams will sell in dollars. It's very possible. It's possible that you have gari that is selling in dollars. A few years ago, someone in church here talked about a modified stem of cassava that supplied vitamin C to gari. Ha, man. So just imagine you have vitamin C gari, vitamin C gari, selling in one of those places. Birmingham, UK has a massive, they have big African markets. Big. So people come from other cities in the UK, they come to Birmingham to come shop wholesale and take back, to their cities. It is possible. This ministry is international. Leverage on it as well. We have contacts everywhere, on every continent, literally on every continent. But only serious people can maximize possibilities. Get serious. Don't sit back and do nothing. Grow something. Grow yams. Grow something. There is something. And it's not only yams. Palm oil is big money. Gary is big money. Gary is big money. Yams, big money. And other things. There are other things that we can do. So you need a vision, and you need to begin to prepare like someone who wants to make a difference in their own life. Recently, one of my proteges, who's a part of this ministry, told me that they had hit the 1 billion naira mark for 2025. Less than 6 months of sale. Yes, they had hit 1 billion. I didn't say 1 million, people of God. 1 billion. Billion. 1 billion. June is not even over yet. 1 billion. They've crossed it. It is possible. Shall we rise? How many people believe it is possible? Oh no, come on. How many people believe it is possible? It is possible. One useful contact. That's it. Let me also ask a question. These guys that export cocoa, that pay well for those who come and sell to them, and then they export and earn directly in dollars, who do they sell to? These are questions you should be asking yourself. I'm not saying that the answers may come overnight, but it's good to set your focus there so that when the opportunity opens up, you can run. Who do they sell to? Oh no. Who do they sell to? We have to find out. Do you understand? Because if we have a truckload of cocoa now, we will still sell to them because we don't know who they sell to. But if we know who they sell to and we receive an LPO to supply, then we can directly ship to them. And we will be the ones earning in dollars. How many people like money in this place? Oh, okay, I see a few people who don't like money. It's okay. May the Lord be with you. If you don't like money, you won't make it. Period. So, oh, Pastor, but the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. You're correct. It says the love, not the like. And the love means it controls your heart. It rules your life. God forbid. I won't own the kind of money that will rule me. I rule my money. Billions. I rule it. Somebody saying billions. I rule it. Millions of dollars. Come on, speak like somebody who has taught something before. Say millions of dollars. Some of you, I'm not encouraged at all. Stop talking like someone who say millions of dollars. See, when you have money, it affects your voice. You understand what I'm saying? Hallelujah. As we keep hearing these things, I bet you something's happening in us. Something is happening in us. And we have people from this community who are running it big. Big money. Yes. Not one or two. We have a number of people from this community who are running it big. And it started from what they heard. What they heard. Next Sunday, something's already charging in my spirit. I like practical classes. What do you sell and how can we make it bigger? Do you understand? How can we make it bigger? Who sells anything here? Let me see your hand. You sell something. Let me see your hand. Okay, I'll just randomly. What do you sell? Clothing. Okay. What do you sell? Jewelry. Who else sells? Yes, what do you sell? Clothing. Randy, what do you sell? Traveling boxes. Nice. Peanuts. Okay. For example, how much is a bottle? Is it a bottle, bag, basket, bottle? The smallest one is 1.5. How many do you need to sell to make $1 million? There you go. Money always boils down to numbers. That's the truth. You conquer it from numbers. If I'm going to be a millionaire peanut seller, I must know the numbers. How many bottles do I need to sell? 1,000 bottles will be 1.5 million. So about 700 or 700 plus bottles will give you 1 million. So when I'm setting my target, so next class we're going to make it more practical. When I'm setting my target, if my target in a quarter is to make $1 million, then I'm thinking of how I can sell 700 bottles of groundnut. How do I sell 700 bottles? If you can't conquer it, that money will not come. What kind of, now, I will break it down to what kind of groundnut will be irresistible. Because there's peanut and there's peanut. Yes, oh, I mean, there is peanut and there's peanut. Oh, yes. There's peanut that is decadent. Irresistible when you taste it. Okay, so sometimes we do an analysis. Can I close this class? I have to, but I'll just take it up from here next week. It's getting hotter. If I don't close it now, we're going to stay here just a little bit more. Right? Now, so when I eat peanut snack, like in the UK, I try to ask, why is this different? Okay, I'm going to do something. Someone should remind me. I'm in the UK next month, and when I come back, I'm going to intentionally come back with packs of, why your eyes bright, shining? You already see yourself tasting it. Oh, she likes food and it's not even showing at all. Okay, so this is what I'll say. I'll come with some packs of that peanut, right? That peanut snack. I would want you to taste it and see the difference. Now, when I eat stuff like that, the question is, how do they make this one? Nobody grows groundnuts in the UK. Yes, sir. It's still from here that is imported. And this peanut snack, like my favorite one, it has this very smooth shell, coconut flavor, milky, soft, buttery, crunchy, buttery. So every crunch is an experience. Okay, it's time to go home, people. It's time to go home. But that is it. If you can't weigh what you do against the backdrop of what sells internationally, you're not ready to go there. So how do I sell 1,000 bottles in 1 quarter? I begin to calculate. And so next week we shall continue. Amen. Are you blessed?